This is Friday Fuel. I'm Aidan, your host, and this mini-series is Answer Me This. Answer Me This is designed to help you dive deeper into your fatherhood story, because I think we all need to take a step back. We all need to reflect on the influences that shape who we are and how we show up for our kids. We also need to just respect what we've been through. We need to understand what our motivations are. We need to dive deeper because in today's society, we play a critical role in shaping not only who they become, but how they build the resilience, the strength, the confidence, the leadership to be able to shape their future. Because we want strong, confident children. We want children that are resilient to the outside influences. We want children who are strong of mind, of character. We want them to find their feet. We want them to realise their potential. We don't want to stifle opportunities, their potential. We do not want to leave a shadow that they cannot escape. Our fatherhood story influences who they become. It shapes who they become. The man you are today and all the things that you've been through shape who you are in their presence. And that's why Answer Me This, for me, has become such an important part of my fatherhood story. Everything you hear is a reflection on my own personal story, but also it's designed with you in mind so that you can answer the questions too. You can take a look under the hood and establish where things have gone right, where things have gone wrong, and then you can interrupt the cycle. You can interrupt the past and its influence over you, because the way that you show up and how you show up in that authentic state helps guide them to make better decisions, helps them fulfill their potential. Your role isn't to impose yourself upon them. It's to create this freedom to pursue their dreams, this freedom to discover who they really are, this freedom to live life without limitation. And I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but we cannot lose. We have to show them who we are. We have to learn from our mistakes. We have to guide with intention, but we have to lead so that they understand what they're capable of. This is Answer Me This, and as always, you can like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the podcast. You can follow along with the questions in the downloadable PDF, which is available in the description. But for now, let's get started. So this next question is, are you the dad you wish you had? This next episode, look, it's designed to push you harder than ever before. I want you to put a marker down. Create something that empowers you to have the impact that you want to have, even when times get tough. This is your chance to reset, reflect, and then set a new level for the role that you play and how you show up. So let me ask you this. Are you the dad you wish you had? The reason why I ask is pretty simple, right? Can we really set the tone and show up for them when we're carrying something from the past? So, are you the dad you wish you had? Well, it's a heavy question, one that forces you to look back and look forward at the same time. This week isn't just about reflection, it's about healing too. I'm going to push you a little harder, and hopefully you'll discover why you are the man and the dad you are today. Why? Because this is about creating a magnificent future for our children and our future relationships with them. Before I ask you to commit to paper, let me share something with you. I've talked about my dad before. My friends, they called him the Terminator. At my wedding, as the slideshow popped up, there's this image of T2 dominating the war against the T1000. That shows you something. My friends knew him well enough to try and make him smile on my wedding day. Why? Because he was always there. 2 a.m. after a night on the booze at 17 or even 18, he was there. If we needed a lift anywhere, he was there. He was always behind his Top Gun shades in our Ford Galaxy people carrier, but he never said no. He taught me the value of hard work. I had paper rounds from the age of 11. I delivered phone directories. I got my first job on my 16th birthday. He taught me that if I wanted something, I had to work for it. He always had my back, even when I tested boundaries. And of course, I tried to do that as often as I could, but he never raised his voice and was never physical. He worked hard. He and my mum worked from nothing to having something. And now today, that hard work has paid off. They're retired and they're living comfortably. Practically, he's brilliant. He's very tech savvy, great with practical problems. He was strict, but more in a silent, authoritative way, which is very different to me. When I had a lapse mentally just before Henry was born, I called on him and he came. No questions asked. When we were burgled, he came. No questions asked. Both were late at night. He let me make my mistakes. Did he ever push me? I don't think so. He gave me incentives, which did work from time to time, but we are very different. Our personalities, the things we enjoy, our approach to life, planning projects, all so different. We approach our families, though, in the same way. We'll do anything for them. Right now, he's got a proven track record, 40 plus years on me. But I'm working hard at being a better version of me so that I can deliver when my kids need it. I am different. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm more vocal. I'm louder. I tell my boys every single day how much I love them without fail. I do this before school. I do it before bed. I'm more affectionate. I love a cuddle. Let's be clear. We come from different generations. We model the things we loved and compensate for the things maybe we chased. But love isn't just about saying I love you. It's about showing up whenever you're needed and protecting your kids. It's about food on the table. It's about experience. And it's about time spent together. I'm strict and I try to instill hard work in both boys. I'd say I'm firmer in the moment, more passionate about their behaviours and their mistakes. Not always in the right way. But I want them to see how much I and my partner love them. Am I softer? No, I don't think so. I suspect he will say I'm too soft or I give my kids too much attention. But I challenged myself to be more present. And given the opportunity to do so, I'm going to take it on with both hands. Am I more engaged and present? I'd say yes. Do I tell my boys that I'm proud of them? Yes. But I think it's a generational thing. I think we're two very different people, different interests, and different things make us tick. And that's okay. My dad said to me recently, I can see how much you love what you do. It's clear from the way that you write that this is something you're passionate about. There's praise right there. He read the work I'd done. I don't crave that, but I'm grateful for him taking the time to read through it, proofread things on my website. And I know if I asked him to be more involved, he'd do it. So if we go back to the question, am I the dad I wish I had? I role modelled the way my dad worked. But I didn't ask questions. I interpreted what I saw and then I adopted it. He didn't always use words, but his actions were loud. When I needed him most, he was there. He showed up. No lectures, no judgment, just presence. And I'll always be grateful, and I'll never forget him for that. I guess, and this is my fault, I've always kept him at arm's length because we're different, maybe. But mostly because I wanted to go it alone. He's always let me learn from my mistakes, so I've leaned into it. I think every 40-something male could look back on the dad they had and say, I wish he'd said I love you more. But that's why action is so important. And today, we have that opportunity to disconnect, be more present, still teach through action, but also let our kids know how we feel. We're not chasing something. We're grateful for what we had. We're different people, but similar in more ways than I've yet to fully understand. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I push when I see potential. I challenge when I see poor behaviour. I don't just show up and try to give them what they need in the moment. I tell them I'm proud because it matters. But I'm also tired, stretched, distracted, sometimes grumpy. I set high standards, not because I want to be perfect, but because I want them to believe in themselves. Some days I get it right, other days not so much. The days you get it wrong are the days that will sit heavy on their soul. Those moments of frustration, anger and weakness will teach them all the things they need to unlearn in the future. Our dads create the blueprint for us to follow. Our masculinity, openness, strength, resilience, how we communicate. That's all in part shaped by our fathers. What you need to do is break down the things you change about your dad, what you learned, what strengths you've taken, and which weaknesses you may have adopted. You need to understand your blind spots to lead, what gets under your skin, what motivates, and what distracts. Because we're not here to replicate. We're here to evolve. Our children need to understand our values, beliefs, the things that make us tick, but they also need to understand where they fit in. My boys don't just need stability. They need to be seen, heard, challenged, and deeply loved. And maybe that's what this generation of dads is here to do. Bring language to love that previous generations could only show in silence. We have this unique opportunity to shape lives. But do we ever really look inward and try to understand the man we are and the dad that we want to be? Do we recognise what holds us back? If so, do we do something about it, or do we just sit back? Look around you. Generations are leaving their mark all around. Some good, some bad. Between my partner and I, we are setting new standards in a world that's preoccupied with everything else. A world that is comparing itself to others. A world that would prefer to be distracted and stay distracted. So let me ask you something else. What is it you want your kids to see? Who do they need you to be? How are you going to navigate today's chaos and uncertainty and give them a future that won't numb their creativity, resourcefulness, strength, confidence and resilience? You see, today we've got to set a marker. It's never too late to turn your hand to something different, to adopt a different style, and to finally live in the sunshine. In the UK, we're ready to reward failure and penalise success. We're ready to deliver a handout and not help solve a problem. It's easier to reward those who are unwilling to break the generational chains of their parents. Our systems aren't set up to encourage and engage. They're set up to provide a quick fix, one that has no longevity and delivers no lasting change. Outside the home, our children must navigate more challenges than we had. They must have thicker skin, more focus on the things that matter, and less interest in the world around them. Why? Because they'll be lured in, tricked, ultimately fall into line. At home, your role is to instill the values that help set them apart, that help them find happiness, live life to the fullest, and find that inner resolve to make the choices that matter to them. You see, I'm realising being the dad I wish I had doesn't mean becoming perfect. It means staying in the fight, staying honest, and doing the hard emotional work that generations before us didn't always know how to do. It's about letting your kids see your effort, not just the outcome. It's about understanding what's outside and giving them the tools to see out the greatest challenges. They need to know you love them, but they also need to understand that true power and strength is built over time, that the value you place on them has no bearing on the way they see the world and how they feel about themselves. What they need to see is that dad will always be there. It doesn't matter what obstacles you face or your relationship status. What they feel is built on the presence of dad, the warmth, the love, the stories, and your action. So ask yourself, what would the younger version of you need to hear, to feel, to believe? If you want to go deeper on the work in this episode, you can use these prompts. My dad taught me. List it out. The strengths, his weaknesses. Recall examples of when your dad was there. I used to wish my dad would have. This is about being grateful for the role he played. This isn't about looking to someone to blame or look for something that isn't there. He could have done so much more. But what more did you need? Did he love you? Show that he loved you. Was he there? And be grateful, not resentful. The way I show love now is different to the way that he did. And that's okay. Give yourself permission to take it up a level and embrace it. And the next prompt, if I'm honest, part of me is still trying to prove. Mate, this is your call to work on the things that matter. But the only person you need to prove something to is you. They will benefit from any change in the way that you approach your role and any changes that you make. And here's the next one. I think my boys will grow up knowing that. I love them and that I was always there. If that's the case, what more can you do? You've met their basic needs. I want you to take each one step by step and uncover those influences that have shaped the dad that you are. That forward-looking one is the most important because that can help you take charge and lead on the front foot. The objective is simple. To become the man who delivers what your kids need. Not one day. Today. Right now. No delay, no hesitation. Just deliver. Honour your dad, his strengths, passions, the lessons he taught. Be grateful for the role that he's played. As a father, you know what it takes to show up and deliver. You understand the pressure and you should honour him by evolving. Take what you learned and use it to create a new legacy. One defined by love, presence, resilience, pride, strength and commitment. I hope this resonated. We cannot become the dad they need without first honouring and understanding the role our fathers played. Your influence is influenced by others. The way that you show up is shaped by your values, your beliefs, your ability to focus on what's important, your ability to turn down the noise from outside. Yes, you provide. Yes, you protect. But take the strengths of your dad. Understand what he gave you. Recognise there were weaknesses too. Recognise that this is generational change. Understand that you can give your children everything they need. Your role today is to navigate new challenges. Understand what's on the horizon. Create a platform for them to succeed. A platform where they feel strong mentally, physically, and they know what it takes to stand out. But they also know what passion is, what love is, what commitment is. And they understand how to connect with what's truly important. That's your role. That's the role that we both play. This has been Friday Fuel. This is our mini-series, Answer Me This. And as always, I'm Aidan, the founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club. If you've got any questions, if you've got any insights that you want to share, you can DM me or you can leave it in the comments. Like, subscribe. Remember, as always, all the resources are available at themodernfatherhoodclub.com, and our guide to avoiding burnout and focusing on the right things is available now for free. And for those of you willing to take that step up and elevate your fatherhood story and become truly present, the New Dad Recharge has been crafted just for you. It's available for £49, and for a limited period of time, we're throwing in Fatherhood Unleashed, a course designed to help you stay accountable, focused on what matters, and designed to help you deliver when it matters most. As always, I'm Aidan. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Friday Fuel and our mini-series, Answer Me This. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.